Welcome to the Pro Ricky exclusive YouTube channel. You're with Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist, otherwise known as Pro Ricky. If you haven't already, subscribe, ring the bell, like and share, comment on the video. This is all about Chad. This woman had a man that she was married to. He did all the right things. Obviously, she was a little bit out of his field, not the most attractive woman in the world, and has jumped the fence, obviously, and let's see how this all works.
As soon as this divorce is final, which will be soon, you can get Lauren to buy your living room set. What about that? He's shaking his head again. See, I told you.
See, this guy ain't gonna do what the husband did, and these women are attracted to that. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I got no sympathy for these women.
Marriage would not do it.
This happens to guys all the time. The woman gets bored. You get too lackadaisical. You lose your masculine frame. She loses interest. Everybody gets too comfortable. The next thing, some guy comes along with careless attitude. They're attracted to that. And next thing, they've jumped the fence and they're getting banged by some stranger. You're still paying the bills. You're still trying to run the house. Now you're dealing with a woman that's out of control. She's difficult, complicated, going missing, getting banged by another bloke, coming home smelling of sex and Christ knows what. I kick them out pretty quick when they get to this stage. But I have to say, if you make it too easy, it's going to get ugly, man. It's going to get ugly. I know Sheilas that have been married to men for 20, 25 years that ended up with nothing. A cupboard and a fucking bed. They lived with nothing and stuck it out for 20, 25 years. Man, I honestly, women have this bent sense to like difficult drama, unnecessary negligence in men.
He shook his head again.
Your Honor, can I say something, please?
In a minute. Why do you want the living room set?
Well, I think that after everything I did for her, I mean, she always tried to push me around, telling me what to do. And now I'm asking for one thing.
Not this nice, compassionate woman. She wouldn't push you around.
Yeah, you want to make a bet? She would have been a beast, an absolute beast. And I've seen these women before. And my ex-wife had a daughter that was an absolute beast. Beast. This bloke, she walked all over him. I'm surprised. We used to say to him, mate, pull this girl into line, but I don't know how they ended up. But quite frankly, I really don't care. He is never going to recover from that, however it ends up. But just the same, these bullies, these bully women, they're everywhere, guys. It's not all women. If you have a conscience about this and you're a woman and you're watching this, you might just want to have a little check-up on yourself. But this woman's gotten bored. The husband, she's lost interest. He's done all the right things, and it's just ended up bad for him. A scripture for this one is our next scripture, which says, evil people will surely be punished, but the children of the godly will go free. And what you've got to understand, guys, when a woman deteriorates and she's diminished you, you have nothing left by way of which you can influence her to do the right thing. She's become crooked. She's gone with hypergamy. She's found another bloke that might be banging her more or offering her more. She's just getting the frills. She'll end up on her own anyway. Don't worry about that. They never come out of it on the other side with anything beneficial. I can tell you that. I've seen 5 of my women, 5 of my primary women, not one has ended up happy after they left. Not one. And I mean happy within the sense of an ongoing relationship. Just not happy. They might get banged here and there or whatever they're stupid enough to try and do, but not one has ended up in a solid, happy, flourishing relationship, because you don't get away with this stuff, guys. You just don't. Evil people will surely be punished, and this is evil behavior, but the children of the godly will go free. So you invest yourself into these marriages and things and spend years at it, and then when they're ready, and this isn't all women, we're talking about what happens to women by nature of the way in which a relationship molds us. All those years and all that time and all that love and all that stuff just gets thrown away.
Now I'm asking for one thing and she doesn't want to give it to me. I mean, I don't think it's fair.
Lauren, I'll hear from you. What
Well,
would you?
none of it's fair, and it's never going to be fair. And he's made it that way, and he's going to eat crap now, man. And she don't care. They are merciless once they lose interest in you, man. Merciless.
Like to say, and what can you add to this?
Good morning, Your Honor. Sorry I interrupted earlier. I didn't mean to. The reason I sit back there shaking my head is
He did interrupt earlier, whether he meant it or not, so he can make all the excuses he likes. He's a sweet talker. She's going to end up with they're going to face this Sheila.
because Lisa needs to learn how to do things on her own.
Ooh.
So he's the father. He's pretending he's the father to this woman now, and that ain't going to work. Well, she'll like that. She'll like the Chad Standover Tyrone type of bloke, but she won't last with it. Issues will come up and that he'll want resolved, and she won't resolve them because she's been in a marriage where she hasn't had to resolve anything. And that culturalization of her psyche will manifest, and these people will start to argue. That's why a lot of cheating relationships and affairs don't work, because the person hasn't given themselves time to deculturalize spiritually and emotionally and mentally from the person that they've been with, while they're getting their lust on and, you know, getting ran through and all that sort of stuff, and oh, it's all wonderful and everything. They're unable to heal and be able to psychologically navigate the other person because they haven't undone the way in which they've been formed from the last person. And that's why things just don't normally, for the most part, last. Mix that with an affair and the complications that come with that and the psychological damage and trauma that people allow into their minds and spirits and things, the unseen aspects of sleeping with people. And this is why a lot of people end up on their own, a lot of women in particular.
And she needs to, on her own, learn how to hold down a job and to buy her own furniture and to pay for her own nursing schools. And she's doing that now. She hasn't in the past.
She graduated from nursing school already because he paid for it. She didn't have to do that.
And
Now listen to this, guys. The other guy's paid for everything she's got to get where she is, for this guy to come in and start riding it, as it were, without conscience, without anything. And this woman, I wouldn't say she's in good nick at all. She's had it, man. Like a lot of Sheilas that smoke and all this sort of thing. They've had it. And if she's got no chance with this bloke. She's on for the ride for the authority and the dom. But this guy's going to dump her. You can see it a mile away.
she's very grateful to Omar for that. She is.
But see, for you in this relationship with you, it's like, hey, baby, you better learn to do it on your own, because I'm not going to do for you what Omar did for you. Did you hear that?
And she'd like that. That's going to turn her on. You listen to this, guys. She'd like that.
Part of what I love about him, though.
100%.
Oh, because he's going to make you do it on your own?
No, because he knows that I can too. So did he, but
Omar knew that you could, you just didn't.
Absolutely, I agree.
It's probably because you didn't have to, right? Are you and Lauren?
See that? See, she's got nothing, this woman, man. She's just an immoral, horrible woman. I'm sorry, guys. She's just an immoral, horrible woman, because evil people will be punished, but the children of the godly will go free. A beautiful woman who lacks discretion is no different to a gold ring in a pig's nose.
Lauren living together now?
No.
No.
Do you plan to live together anytime soon?
No.
Man, he hit that no out as quick as he could.
I said anytime soon.
Anytime soon, no. You know, eventually, hopefully.
Yeah, you're hopeful. I don't know. Lauren doesn't sound like he's too ready to be in a relationship where he has to take care of somebody, because marriage is a commitment where he would have to do that. He says you need to learn to do it yourself.
And that's where she put herself, and that's where they end up, guys, all by themselves, usually doting on their adult children or whatever they got left to dote on. And meanwhile, the husband's left in the wake of their tyrannical mess. A beautiful woman who lacks discretion, who makes stupid choices, is no different to a pig with a gold ring in its nose. Absolutely no different at all. It means nothing. They are nothing. They're just trouble.
I hope that you won't need anything while you're waiting on Lauren. You may be in trouble. All right. Anything else?
That message has been made very clear, hasn't it?
Either of you want to tell me to help me make my decision? Anything else? Omar?
Like I said, I mean, I always took care of her. I was raised to believe that a man should always take care of his family. We have a daughter together, so that's the reason why I did everything I did.
All right. Anything else you want to tell me, Lisa?
No, that's
I mean, for you to help me make my decision.
Well, like I had said earlier, I think that the complete house is probably the best thing, you know, for her to come home to. I came home to a complete house growing up, you know.
But was her parents behaving like this? Guys, this is completely and utterly modern day disaster led by the woman. Poor old the ex-husband just didn't have the frame, the masculine frame to keep this person in line, and he's just been ran over, man. And she deserves nothing, to be honest. She deserves, as the boyfriend says, to sort herself out.
The living room set and everything.
But she's going to drain this ex-husband for everything she can, which is what happens, guys. That's why, even as a minister, I'm sorry, Lord, and everybody else that might be watching this, but I just cannot recommend marriage in the modern day. There's too much against it.
Anything like that when I grew up. So it's probably
because
important.
You also grew up with the same attitude that it's a man's responsibility to take care of his household and his wife. Is that right? Which is not a bad idea. Anything else you want to say, Mr. Lorne?
In my heart, there was no affair. We weren't sneaking around behind Omar's back.
That's a lie. That's an absolute lie. You can see it on her face. Lie.
There was nothing like that. I asked her 3 times if she was separated, maybe not legally separated through an attorney or something, but they were separated. And the reason I asked her those 2 or 3 times was because I didn't want a gun stuck in the back of my head at some point.
But didn't you realize that there was something going on? Because she told you that he was still sending her through.
100%. And these flea bags are around every corner. And these women that are without integrity, like a pig with a gold ring in its nose, they're just going to wreck you, man.
Through nursing school?
Well, that's on Omar. I wouldn't have sent her through
Oh, you
nursing
thought he was just doing it because
He's a nice
had
guy.
money that he needed to give away?
No, because he's a nice guy and he cared about Lisa. He really is genuinely a nice guy.
That makes no difference to this guy, does it? Makes no difference to this guy. And that's what this woman's attracted to. He don't care. But he's going to dump her on her ass so hard, you can see it a mile away, she's not going to know where she is. And this poor old bugger, he'll just dribble on for the rest of his life with whatever he can get and have to clean up the mess behind her.
I wouldn't have put her through nursing school. I'd have told her to
Yeah,
pay
you
for it
told us
herself.
that. You've made that very clear. That part I understand well, that you wouldn't have done it. All right, I'm take a break.
So, guys, this is the sort of mess that guys are dealing with now. It's not fair on anybody, but it happens every day, and these Chad guys seem to be the ones that are winning out with it all. A beautiful woman who lacks discretion is like a gold ring in a pig's nose, Proverbs 11:22. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell, and like the video and comment and share, and we'll catch you on the next one.